Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the 1% rule, and this is something that I have lived and died by over the past however many years of working for myself. But I was reminded of this last week, I think it was, when Stephen Bartlett, the host of Diary of a CEO, was on the Hot Smart Rich podcast. And he was talking about how he and his entire team are focused on 1%ers, improving 1% every single day in their business because they know that leads to bigger and better results. And he was talking about the example of his decision to not wear shoes in his podcast interviews, because such a teeny tiny 1%er, such a tiny decision that he makes to not wear shoes in those interviews leads him to be way more relaxed, feel way more at home. It leads the guest to feel a little bit more at home because it's casual, because he's obviously not wearing shoes. And he talked about how that's just one example of a million examples in his life and his business of making those very, very small intentional choices or decisions in the moment or strategically to improve himself and his business overall over a long period of time. So I listened to that last week. I was reminded of this. And it also reminded me of this principle called the Kaizen principle or the Kaizen method, which is something that is, really prevalent in Japan. So like, fun fact, I worked for Uniqlo straight out of university, and part of my role was living in Tokyo. So I have experience working with Japanese businesses. And this whole Kaizen method or Kaizen approach was really embedded into the way that particularly Uniqlo, but I think Japan as a whole, thinks about continuous improvement. It's this idea that you should be focusing on the incremental continuous improvement in your process as opposed to long-term massive transformation. It's a proven methodology and something that I try to embody in my own life. And as I was thinking about this newsletter this week, I was reminded of a 1% improvement that I committed to myself to in 2023, which was to improve my writing, specifically through writing for 30 minutes every single day at the beginning of 2023. And that one act and my goal of improving 1% or even 0.01% at writing and pitching and ultimately publishing when I started to post that writing online, that commitment to 1% improvement has literally changed my life. As many of you would know if you have arrived here from Substack and if you've been following my work over on Substack for a while. So I wanted to talk about my 2026 1%ers that ultimately are feeding into my longer term objective around really helping as many people around the world rethink their approach to work and redesign their careers, specifically portfolio careers, and to build a very, very strong educational platform, teaching people the entrepreneurial skills that they need to survive in this kind of future of work environment where we may not be able to rely on full-time roles anymore for income security. So we have to create opportunities and value and monetize that value off our own back. That's my vision. And there are lots of 1%ers that I'm committing to this year. And the first one of those is talking a little bit about my approach to content and specifically how my current objective and what I'm trying to get better at in my video content is my inflection at the end of every word and sentence, and my constant use of the word like and 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 I'm trying to be very intentional in the way that I speak in this video because I'm trying very much to be 1% better at this. And the reason that this is my focus around video content and not learning how to do hooks or learning how to edit more creatively or any of that, the reason that I am choosing this specific 1%er is because I know that video content will perform when the ideas are strong and my communication is strong. And ultimately, like, the people that you engage with on short form video content or long form video content have something interesting to say and they're strong communicators. So my objective first and foremost is to become 1% better at communicating on video. That is an upstream improvement that will create downstream ripple effects, because if I'm a better communicator, a better storyteller, I use less I'm doing less vocal inflection, then people will be more likely to consume my content and listen to what I say and be interested in what I'm producing. So that's an upstream 1%er that I know will have flow-on effects for everything else. And I guess the question is, why video in the first place, right? Like, why am I even investing time doing video? I have spent the last 3 years writing online. I'm on Substack, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Substack Notes, I'm on Threads, I'm definitely not on Twitter, but I'm kind of on every single platform, written platform. And even though I definitely haven't mastered the art of writing, I feel super confident with those platforms, and I feel not stretched posting on those platforms every day or every week. I also think that with AI and everyone being able to write okay content and share it online, one of the ways that I can be different and connect with people and differentiate myself is through video. Because like, this is me. This is not an AI version of me. It's much easier to connect with people, I think, when you're seeing them speak and you get a sense of their personality and their vibe and all of that kind of thing. And that connection is important to me because it funnels into my bigger vision of helping people improve their relationship to work and redesign their work and become entrepreneurial and all of that. So video content for me is like the focus this year, both long form on YouTube, short form on TikTok and Instagram. And I know that that will help me achieve the big mission. The second 1% I want to talk about is the fact that I am starting to invest in bringing other brains into my portfolio career and business to help me. And when I started doing the portfolio career thing, I had an amazing virtual assistant. She was phenomenal. I worked with her for probably a year, but as my income split changed and I sort of changed where I was focusing, I got to a point where I didn't actually need her support anymore. So I wrapped up with her probably like 2 years ago now, probably. So I've been doing my own thing for the last 2 years, and I really value independence. I love working solo. Obviously there are trade-offs and downsides, like I miss the collaboration of a team and stuff, but I do really enjoy working solo. That being said, I have bigger goals this year, particularly to build a flagship portfolio career program, which I'm already doing. And I know that I need to bring other brains into the fold who are experts in their areas and experts where I'm not. And so the reason I'm starting off by doing 1 hour advisory calls with people is because it's almost dipping my toe in the water of working with others and bringing them into my orbit, which I think for me is like just incremental, you know, like I just need to incrementally find people that I really want to work with, find people that I trust. And, you know, also from a financial perspective, like I think it is always a bit nerve-wracking the first time that you start to invest in contractors or freelancers or even employees in your business. And so I'm just dipping my toe in the water and crawling before I walk and run. And I think the other reason that I'm starting to incrementally bring more people into my body of work is that I know that in order to scale my portfolio career in the way that I want to, I need support. I can't do everything. And the other 1% that I'm focusing on, which relates to my video content, is building my next income stream in public. And this is an interesting one because in one of those expert calls with someone within my network who's helping me with some community strategy, she said to me, and she knows me quite well, we know each other quite well, she said to me, "You are such an advocate for building in public and thinking in public, but this new program and product that I'm building, I've been quite coy about. I haven't really shared much about it other than I ran a beta last year and I'm running another beta soon, but I haven't shared my thinking, I haven't shared my process, I haven't shared how it went, and I'm not walking the walk and talking the talk." And I hadn't really realized that until she pointed it out. And I think the reason that I haven't put it out there and kind of talked about my process and what I'm doing is because I'm nervous about this new format. I think it's a confidence thing, like, can I actually deliver the experience that I want to deliver? And then I think I can deliver, and that is important to deliver. Can I do it to the standard that I want? Like, I have very high expectations of myself. So I think that I haven't really put it out there and built it in public because of that. And so she gave me that little push to start documenting the journey of building this program that I hope will be the thing that I'm known for and the thing that allows me to have the most impact. And hopefully it's successful. And if it's not successful, there'll be lessons in there as well. If you think about what your plans are for this year, whether it is transitioning out of corporate into doing your own thing, whether it is expanding beyond client work into more scalable income streams, whether it's starting to build your personal brand online and starting to be visible, whether it's learning a new skill, whether it's experimenting with a new offer, whatever that thing is that you're hoping to focus on over the next 12 months, what are the 1%ers that you can commit to that might seem ridiculously small, things that you think might be really, really small, but will act as triggers or a domino for other habits, behaviors, actions, confidence, decisions that will ultimately lead to something bigger and greater. So write them down, like literally write down, maybe it's 2, 3, 4, 5 1%ers that you want to focus on this year. And I guarantee if you commit and if you do it over the next 12 months, you'll look back and you'll be very surprised at how much change has actually come from them.